Archangel Michael says, "You are named in a divine will, a spiritual inheritance waiting for you to claim. But there's someone challenging your right to receive it in the spiritual courts. This revelation isn't just any ordinary message. It's a divine notification of what's rightfully yours. The universe has guided you here because it's time you knew about this inheritance being contested. The challenger's name will shock you when revealed. This is no coincidence you found this message today. It's a divine summons calling you to stand firm in claiming what's meant for you. This spiritual inheritance isn't just any ordinary blessing. It holds the power to transform not only your understanding, but your entire life path. What's being revealed about this will change everything you thought you knew about your divine birthright. Take a deep breath, because the truth about who's challenging your claim is something you need to hear now. Your soul is ready for this revelation. The inheritance that's been set aside for you is substantial, life-changing, and holds keys to spiritual gifts you haven't fully accessed. When you discover who's trying to block you from receiving it, you'll understand why certain blessings have seemed just out of reach. Your spirit knows this inheritance belongs to you, and the timing couldn't be more perfect to claim it. The universe has aligned everything to bring you this divine notification at exactly the right moment. If you're ready to learn who's challenging your spiritual inheritance, type Amen now, and prepare your heart to receive this truth fully. Let this revelation flow through you and anchor your soul in the power of what's rightfully yours. Your readiness invites divine justice closer. Archangel Michael whispers, "The inheritance is already yours by divine decree, but this revelation will help you claim it fully. There's a spiritual will with your name clearly written within it. The blessings, abundance, and divine gifts listed are specifically assigned to you. But someone has been filing objections in the spiritual courts, challenging your right to receive. This contested inheritance explains the feeling of blockages you've experienced, the sense that something promised hasn't fully manifested. You've been moving through life knowing something was yours but unable to fully grasp it. The divine courts have been reviewing the case while you've waited, unaware of the legal battle happening in the spiritual realm. This isn't just about material blessings. It's about your divine birthright that someone is attempting to redirect away from you, like this video, to strengthen your spiritual claim in this divine court case. You're stepping into a higher awareness of your inheritance, and this acknowledgement helps establish your rightful position. Let this moment ground you in the truth of what belongs to you. The inheritance being contested isn't just spiritual wealth, it's your divine purpose and soul gifts. Embrace your rightful claim to what the universe has designated as yours. The angels have witnessed someone filing continuous objections against your spiritual inheritance. This challenger has been working in the shadows, presenting arguments for why you shouldn't receive what's been willed to you. Their actions explain the delays, the obstacles, and the sense of being blocked from your fullest blessings. You felt the effects of this challenge without knowing its source. Now everything is aligning for the truth to be revealed. The divine courts are ready to rule in your favor, but first, you must recognize who stands against your claim. This challenger isn't a stranger. They've been present in your life journey all along. Their identity will surprise you, but also make perfect sense once revealed. The heavenly records show a pattern of interference from this same source each time you've come close to claiming your full spiritual inheritance. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear this challenger, for divine justice always prevails for the rightful heir." The weight of these blocked blessings has not only limited your present, but has also kept you from stepping into your fullest potential. This moment is your spiritual emancipation. Type 777 to receive the strength and divine backing needed to face this challenger in the spiritual courts. This number sequence activates complete victory and divine perfection in your case, removing all roadblocks to your inheritance. If you wish to strengthen your energy in this spiritual court case, you have the option to give super thanks with Contributions of up to $50. The universe recognizes this exchange as an affirmation of your commitment to your divine claim. The universe is opening the sealed will that bears your name, despite the challenger's efforts to keep it hidden. Tomorrow is your moment of divine inheritance revelation. The angels have watched this case unfold, seeing how hard the challenger has worked to convince the spiritual courts that you aren't ready or worthy to receive what's yours. They've seen your confusion, your sense that something promised hasn't arrived. You're questioning if you've been forgotten by the divine, but the case is reaching its conclusion, and the truth must be revealed. This inheritance challenge explains so much about your journey, the starts and stops, the almost manifestations, the dreams that felt divinely inspired but somehow didn't fully materialize. You've sensed something was interfering, haven't you? That's because your soul recognized the spiritual legal battle, even when your conscious mind couldn't see it. Type 11 to affirm your readiness to face this challenger and claim your divine inheritance. You are protected and supported by Archangel Michael, who stands as your spiritual attorney in this case. The challenger's name is about to be revealed, and it will explain everything that's been happening in your life. This isn't just anyone contesting your spiritual will. It's someone who has had access to your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy. They've known exactly when you were close to receiving your inheritance, and precisely how to file objections that would delay the process. The angels have recorded every move this challenger has made against you, building a case that cannot be dismissed in the spiritual courts. As the divine judge prepares to rule in your favor, it's time you knew exactly who has been standing between you and your blessings. The challenger's identity will change how you see everything that's happened in your spiritual journey. Archangel Michael says truth brings freedom, and this revelation will liberate you from the challenger's grip forever. This moment of identity revelation is like lightning striking in the darkness, illuminating what's been hidden for too long. It's your time to see clearly who's been contesting your divine inheritance. Type Amen to embrace this truth fully. Let it wash over your spirit and break the bonds that have restricted your blessings. The truth about the challenger is setting you free even as you read these words. You are divinely protected as this challenger's identity is revealed. Archangel Michael surrounds you with a shield of unbreakable light, ensuring this knowledge empowers rather than harms you. The spiritual courts have heard every argument against your inheritance claim, and the divine judge has reviewed all evidence. The ruling is about to be delivered in your favor. The angels understand that learning this truth might feel overwhelming at first, especially when you see how long this challenge has been happening. But they stand with you, supporting your heart as it processes this revelation. This inheritance battle connects directly to your soul's purpose and growth journey. As you prepare to learn the challenger's identity, know that this revelation comes now because you're finally strong enough to face it and reclaim what's yours. The challenger's name that's been blocking your spiritual inheritance is your own self-doubt. This inner opponent has filed countless objections in the spiritual courts, arguing that you aren't ready, worthy, or capable of handling your divine blessings. Your self-doubt has been the most persuasive witness against you, presenting detailed testimonies of past mistakes, failures, and limitations. It has convinced the spiritual courts to delay releasing your full inheritance until now. This revelation explains everything. Why blessings have come close but fallen through, why divine promises seemed unfulfilled, why your intuition told you something was coming, but it never fully arrived. The challenger has been within you all along, contesting your right to receive abundance, love, purpose, and spiritual gifts. This internal opposition has created a legal loophole in your spiritual inheritance case, allowing your blessings to be held in divine escrow rather than released fully into your experience. Type 444 to align with the divine ruling being handed down in your favor. Each blessing in your spiritual inheritance will now be released as you overcome the challenger of self-doubt. Trust the process as the divine courts process the paperwork of your spiritual victory. Archangel Michael says, "There is no challenger more persistent than self-doubt, but there is no force more powerful than a soul who recognizes their divine birthright." Claim your inheritance by overruling your inner objections. To claim the inheritance that self-doubt has challenged, you must become your own spiritual advocate. The divine courts require your conscious participation in overturning the objections. Each time self-doubt whispers, "You can't have this blessing," or "You don't deserve this gift," you must counter with, "I claim my divine inheritance now." Speak it with authority as the rightful heir. The spiritual will naming you cannot be invalidated unless you agree with the challenger. Take time each day to review what's rightfully yours, the abundance, love, purpose, peace, and spiritual gifts included in your divine bequest. Sign your spiritual acceptance papers with acts of self-trust and faith. This isn't about fighting yourself, but recognizing that the doubtful voice isn't your true identity. It's a challenger that can be dismissed when you stand firmly in your divine identity as the named heir to spiritual blessings. This revelation about self-doubt challenging your will heals the wound of feeling blocked from your blessings. How many times have you sensed something wonderful was yours, but couldn't quite reach it? How often have you felt divinely inspired only to have manifestations fall through? The spiritual court case explains it all. This recognition creates unity between your conscious desires and subconscious beliefs about what you deserve. It bridges the gap between what heaven has decreed is yours and what you've allowed yourself to receive. Type 888 to claim the healing and unity coming as you dismiss the challenger from your case. The number sequence activates abundance flowing freely without obstruction. The divine is ensuring that no further delays occur in the transfer of your spiritual inheritance. You are the rightful heir, standing in your power to receive. This revelation marks a turning point in your spiritual journey. The case against your inheritance is being dismissed as you recognize and overrule the challenger of self-doubt. As you claim what's rightfully yours, a transformation occurs in your spiritual and material reality. The person who didn't know they were fighting against their own blessings now becomes the soul who confidently claims their divine inheritance. This is your spiritual empowerment moment, marking the end of unconscious self-sabotage and the beginning of aligned receiving. Type 999 to embrace the transformation happening as this case concludes in your favor. This number sequence activates completion and divine fulfillment. The spiritual courts are now processing your inheritance release, transferring all blessings to your name without restriction. You are stepping into abundance like never before. This message has reached you because the final ruling is being announced in the divine courts today. Your spiritual inheritance transfers to you now, shifting your energy and reality in profound ways. Trust what's unfolding as the challenger of self-doubt is dismissed from your case. Archangel Michael says, "You are the rightful heir to divine blessings, and this ruling proves it. The spiritual courts have decided in your favor, and no further. Appeals will be entertained. As you move forward claiming your inheritance, all previous objections are overruled. Your light shines brighter not because the blessings are new, but because you finally removed the challenger who kept them from reaching you. Open your heart and receive what has always been yours by divine decree."